Welcome into Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. We are going to dive into a mailbag here, so use hashtag Bears or Super Chat. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want more videos here on the channel on a daily basis. We got Braden Risser up first here. The Bears should draft Jayden Daniels from LSU. Now, that's an interesting name if you want to keep Fields yet also draft a QB on day 2. I don't think Daniels would go first round, but day 2 is where he could go. I almost would view that as when the Eagles drafted Jalen Hurts. Carson Wentz at the time was still viewed as their franchise quarterback, but Hurts was an interesting developmental quarterback in case Wentz didn't work out, and obviously that ended up playing out well for Philadelphia. So don't hate that idea. If you're kind of in between on Fields and don't want to trade him just yet, then drafting a quarterback on day 2 could be an avenue to go. Larry with the 5. If Fields tanks again, bench him and start Bagent to see what you have. I assume by tanks again, you just mean plays poorly. I think he's obviously trying to win and play well, but we'll see. I still think it's way too early for that. I think you got to give this at least probably till week 10 or so before you consider the idea of going to Bagent. But if it's really ugly and you're into the month of November, then yeah, I think that conversation sparks up. But until then, I think you're better off long term just to see and just make sure that Fields isn't the guy before making that decision. Zane Gray, I was wrong about the option, my bad, but let's be honest, Bears need every chance to get a good QB as possible. QBs need help, but I feel like the offensive side of the ball has talent. I'd rather have 2 shots at QB. Oh, talking about, so Zane sent in a comment before this segment talking about fifth-year option. So if the Bears want to exercise Justin Fields' fifth-year option, they have to make that decision this offseason. They can't wait until after 2024. So we'll know after this offseason if they pick up that 5th year or not. But yeah, I think, drafting a quarterback is very much on the table if poor play from Justin continues. From chat, hashtag Bears, what if Getsy was doing all this on purpose to make Chicago suck for Rodgers? They are best friends, just saying. What, he saw Rodgers snap his Achilles and then said, okay, let's tank the season and then go trade for Rodgers after this year? That's quite the reach, Chet. I got to be honest. Yeah, I don't think that at all. Luke Getsy has to perform. If he wants to be a head coach someday, which, by the way, he's nowhere near being at this point, but it just doesn't benefit him in his coaching career to do that. Stephen Hunt, is there any chance the Bears actually go into Arrowhead and win? What is your over-under on it? I'll give a percent chance, and you guys can answer as well. The Bears have a blank percent chance to beat the Chiefs. I'll give it a 10% chance. It's the NFL. Anybody can win. It's not impossible. The Chiefs have had some bizarre losses in recent years. Would it surprise me? Yeah, it would. Would I be shocked? I'd be pretty shocked. Is it impossible? No. I mean, you probably need a few weird things to happen. The Chiefs probably need to have a muffed punt that you scoop and score. You probably got to get a defensive at least 1 or 2 takeaways, and Justin Fields has to play really good. I mean, you need all that to happen to have a chance. So 10%, it's not very high. Let us know what you guys think. Sam Laktara, Fields doesn't pan out, and Bagent proves not to be a starting caliber quarterback. Bo Nix in the 3rd sounds good to me. Keeps both first-rounders. A, I don't know if Nix has fallen to the 3rd. B, if Fields isn't the guy, you're taking a quarterback in the 1st round. Am I missing something here? I just feel like you just got to, right? You got to get the best quarterback you possibly can if you're moving on from Fields. So Nix in the 2nd or 3rd if you want to keep Fields, but also bring in somebody to potentially develop and be the future starter. That's appealing, kind of like the Jayden Daniels conversation. But if I'm for sure punting on Fields, I'm taking a quarterback in the 1st round. Ogeezer Kieran, you think JF1 is psyched out by his left foot? Luke Getsy said on Thursday that Fields likes the footwork. He likes his left foot in front in the offense. So who knows? I wish someone would have asked Fields about it on Wednesday. Of course, no one did. But I don't know. It'd be pretty funny if on Sunday on game day his right foot was in front. I don't think it will be, though. Tedros, hire JT O'Sullivan immediately for the love of God. I don't know if you mean me or the Bears, but he does a great job. Go check out the QB School. He's been doing some awesome film breakdowns, not only of Justin Fields, but of other NFL quarterbacks. I'm a really big fan of his work. Logan, would you do this if it was an option? Trade Fields for Carr and draft a QB. Any have Carr coach him. I don't. Oh, and have Carr coach him. No, I don't want Derek Carr. Like, again, if I'm moving on from Fields, I'm drafting a quarterback. That's it. I know you're saying draft one too, but like, if I'm getting a vet, I don't want Carr. I think you can do better there, if I'm being completely honest. And if you want to do better in general with your meals, quick, delicious, healthy meals, Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, is ready for you. You can have meals delivered straight to your door with chef-prepared meals, and you can prepare them in just a couple of minutes. They're already prepared for you. You just either microwave them or even non-microwavable options. Just take a couple of minutes for you. If you're too busy running around during the day to think about lunch, well, keep up your energy up with lunch to go. Effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go. And guess what? Those meals, no microwave required. Maybe you're trying to count calories, looking for some calorie-conscious options during the football season. Try delicious dietitian-approved calorie-smart meals with or around less than 550 calories per serving. I personally am a big fan of the different chicken ones. I had the honey mustard chicken recently. That one was fantastic. The potatoes and asparagus there on the side were really, really delicious. I know producer Rolly is a big fan of the shredded bacon chicken, which I am as well. Tons of different meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. They even have some smoothie options. Go check them out. factormeals.com/BearsChat50. That code BearsChat50 gets you 50% off. That link and promo code in the description of this video. It's code BearsChat50 at factormeals.com/BearsChat50. From DC Viper, if the Bears lose this Sunday and possibly next, who gets traded and what value can we get out of them? Yeah, if you lose to the Chiefs, then you lose to the Broncos and you're 0-4, you're obviously basically at zero chance to make the playoffs. So then you become a sell team, right? Sell. Jalen Johnson is a guy. I mentioned that, with Trayvon Diggs having that torn ACL. If you lose to the Chiefs, I mean, does Dallas, a team trying to contend for a Super Bowl, could they call and offer a day 2 pick for Jalen Johnson? Do you make that move if you're Chicago? That's interesting. Would you trade Mooney or Claypool? I don't know if you're getting much for Claypool. I don't know how much you're getting for Mooney. I think if any team would give you anything for Deontay Foreman, like conditional 7th, whatever, that's definitely a move I would make. So I don't know. I mean, those are some names. I mean, Cody Whitehair, he's not nearly what he once was, but if a team has an injury and needs a veteran offensive lineman that can play center or guard, I would take a late-round pick for him. So, I think there's definitely some guys that could be on the trade block if a couple more losses creep in here. From Jason, hate to say it, but think it's time to move on from Eddie Jackson. That's another name, by the way. Can't stay healthy. Yeah, dealing with the foot injury, but if he does get healthy, he could be a guy that gets traded as well if a team wants to shore up their back end. I still think he's a good safety. He played really well last year before that Liz Frank injury. It's a shame that happened, but you need to get him healthy, A, to help you, but B, if you do want to trade him, to get some value there. Michael Lewis would love to see Luke Getsy replaced with a guy like Greg Roman in his offense. Thoughts? Yeah, that idea has been out there, hiring Greg Roman. Look, he doesn't design passing schemes well at all, but I think what Baltimore did was pretty smart, where he was their guy with Lamar Jackson, and Lamar got a little bit better as a passer, then reached a point where it's like, okay, Roman can't design passing. We have to move on from him and bring in a different OC that can design a passing attack. But Roman got the most out of that offense in Lamar's early years, and you wonder if a guy like him could unlock Justin Fields, and then when Fields is ready to do even more as a passer, then you bring in someone who can design a passing attack. It's an interesting idea. Subscribe to the channel if you want more Bears coverage. Rain or shine, we will be here for everything Chicago Bears latest. Multiple live shows per week, every Monday, Thursday, and game day. Plus, when breaking news happens, hectic days happen like Wednesday, we'll go live in those situations as well. It's youtube.com/Bears now. It's 100% free, trying to get to 73,000 subscribers. Ben Seaton, would you keep Poles and Cunningham and fire this coaching staff if the season doesn't get better? Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know what the number is, and maybe looking at it numerically doesn't make sense, but like if you play like this most of the year, like someone's getting fired. I don't know who. Like I think Getsy would for sure be fired, but Flus would potentially get fired. You're probably changing quarterbacks. The question is, could it be bad enough where Poles could get fired 2 years in as a GM? I don't know, but I wouldn't rule anything out. Kevin Warren's a big wild card in this whole thing. There's no doubt about it. DC Viper, who are your top 5 players to watch in the 2024 draft? I mean, I'll leave the quarterbacks out of it because I think we know those guys. Brock Bowers, tight end out of Georgia, which I would still be open to drafting him, even though you've extended Komet. I mean, a Bowers Komet tight end combination is pretty lethal. Marvin Harrison Jr., I love that receiver from Florida State, Keon Coleman. He's an absolute stud. Trying to think who else right now, not at quarterback. Obviously, you have Emeka Egbuka, the Ohio State guy. You got the Penn State tackle, Olu Fashanu, whatever his name is. He's really good. LSU, is Harold? I don't think Harold Perkins is draftable. I think he's got to come back one more year, so he's not eligible. Jared Verse, the edge out of Florida State, he's really good. So those are a few guys. I'm definitely going to ramp up my draft stuff because if the Bears fall to 0-3, it might be mock draft season here on Chicago Bears Now. Giancarlo, will the Bears forego hiring a defensive coordinator? Will Kevin Warren clean house? I don't know if the Bears will bring in an outside voice. I put out a video of Alan Williams' replacements, some internal guys that could get promoted to DC, some external guys they could bring in to help, either as a defensive coordinator or as just another resource to Matt Eberflus. In terms of Kevin Warren, will he clean house? That's the big question. I mean, if this continues to spiral, could Kevin Warren step in and just pull the plug on it and start fresh? That's the million-dollar question right now. Predict the score of this Week 3 matchup, Bears at Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium this Sunday. Who wins and what is the final score going to be? From Wyatt, do we need to hurt Fields? I mean, what the heck, dude? Why didn't Fields like the coaches? We need to draft Caleb Williams. If we tank again, I don't think Fields is the guy. Let me be clear, Wyatt. If you don't think Fields is the guy, that's fine. But I don't know if you mistyped or whatever, but do we need to hurt Fields? No, we don't need to hurt Fields. We don't want anyone to get hurt. So let's just get that out of our vocabulary and out of our brains immediately. If you want to say, do we need to bench him, that's a totally different question. Hurt him? No, we're not hurting the quarterback or anybody else, guys. Harley Bance, what has Rasheem Green done to keep his spot in the 53? Had a blocked field goal the other day. That was something. I don't know. I still do question, like, I don't think Travis Gibson or Terrell Lewis are world beaters, but they looked like your 2 best pass rushers in camp and in the preseason, and you just have no room for either of them. Like, I get it. You're playing lesser competition. It's vanilla. I get all that stuff. But, like, to not keep one of those guys still feels weird to me. I didn't get that decision. Nestless, is there any chance the Bears will be over 500? Over 500 record? I mean, you'd have to go 9-6 the rest of the way. It's not a murderer's row schedule, although you're at Arrowhead this week. If you lose that, you got to win 9 out of 14. That feels like an uphill task, if I'm being honest. Like, if you go from 0-3 to 9-8, I mean, that's Matt Eberflus Coach of the Year type stuff, if we're being completely honest. So, is there a chance? Sure. Is it a high chance? No. It's a very low chance. There's a better chance you beat the Chiefs this week than you finish above 500. If I had to take those odds. All right. Appreciate all the questions here at HGram NFL. If you have any more on Twitter, same handle on Instagram. You can reach out to me on those 2 platforms at HGram NFL. If you have any more Bears or NFL questions.